all right, we doing this because it needs to get done, and I'm tired of thinking about it. The Silent Hill 2 remake. I was gonna, I was gonna do a lot of things, but much like how I feel about this game, I'm very ambivalent about it, and we're just gonna sit and talk about it for as long as we need to talk about it. So it's been a week since I watched the entirety of the Silent. Maybe not a week. No, I think it's been a week. Well, either way, it's been like a little bit since I watched the entirety of the Silent Hill 2 remake, and I know, I know everyone loves it, and I am so happy that everybody is getting whatever it is they needed or wanted out of it. I'm glad everybody was like pleasantly surprised, but it's a party I'm not invited to, and I am going to stand 10 toes deep and say I still consider it the store brand, but not in a derogatory way, not in like a discount, fucked up brand kind of way. I mean, when I think of the store brand for this, I'm thinking of Wegmans. Wegmans, if you don't live on the East Coast, and really the northeast part of the East Coast, like I want to say, I think they have stores in Connecticut, like Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, like in that area. They even have a Wegmans like near where I live in Virginia. Wegmans, their store brands be delicious. I've gotten minorly disappointed in like one or two of their items, but their store brand stuff is delicious. In a lot of cases, their store brand stuff is delicious more than the actual like national brand is. So when I say Silent Hill 2 for me remake for me is the store brand, I'm thinking it is the Wegman store brand. It is good when you think about it in and of itself, but for me, I would just rather have the national brand, which is the original. So, since I didn't take notes, since I'm doing this real fucking slacky and lackluster, I'm just going to talk about what I remember and the things I did like and the things I didn't like that I remember. And I'm going to leave out a lot of shit. But there's been a lot of competent, really good reviews and stuff. People, saying what they thought people got right, what Bieber got right, and what they kind of might have dropped the ball on. Again, for me, I do not play these things. I watch them. And I was thinking as I was watching it, I'm like, well, I always say that, but I don't say what I'm looking for. One thing I'm looking for, am I entertained? And because it's a horror game, was I actually scared? So we will touch on those in a little bit. So some of the things I liked, I know people are kind of like lukewarm to tepid to kind of cold about the voice actors. Like, I liked Angela's voice actor. I liked James's voice actor. Everybody else, I was just a little bit ambivalent on. I didn't really like the lady who did Mary and or Maria. I wasn't really feeling that voice acting. Eddie's voice actor, I feel bad talking about the voice actors because they're just doing a job. But like the guy who did the original Eddie, there is one line in Silent Hill 2, the original, that always makes the hair on the back of my neck fucking stand on its end. And it's that part where you meet Eddie in the prisons and Jason's like, "You're going back out there?" And he's like, "Yeah." That yeah is so fucked up and creepy and gross and wrong, and it just sends it's making my skin crawl. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that way that man in the original said yeah. It just did not have that punch to my stomach. The new Eddie just did not. The way he said yeah was almost like, "Oh yeah, we going out there, it's gonna be great. We gonna go on a 3-state like whatever spree, and it's gonna be great." It wasn't that yeah. I wanted so badly for the hairs on the back of my neck to stand on their end, and it just didn't happen. And that was when I was just like, I guess I'm sad. Oh well. So that was just terrible, and I was a little disheartened. But I don't really want to disparage the voice actors. Like, because I'm still a bit miffed at the Resident Evil community for getting so upset about the woman who portrayed Ada Wong that they ran that poor lady off the internet. There was no fucking reason for that. But that's why I don't want to give the voice actors too much shit, because they're just, y'all are out here doing a job like anybody else. It's a fucking job. So they did what they could. And really they did multiple takes of it, so it was ultimately on the sound design people to pick the best shit. So here we are, here the fuck we are. So I don't know what the fuck to tell you, but yeah, I liked Angela and I liked James's voice actor, but everybody else I'm a little bit like lukewarm on. Like, they did a fine job. It is what it is, but there you go. Trying to think, what else did I like? I did like that extra Angela scene when they came back to Rosewood Park, where James inadvertently triggered her. He was like, "You see the little girl around here?" And she just started freaking the fuck out. And I was just like, "Yep, that seems about right." So I did enjoy that part. We'll touch more on the Angela situation in a little bit. I did like that. What the fuck else did I like? Like, we all know my thing is you don't get a passing grade on graphics. So, but the graphics were beautiful. It's fine. It was a little misty though. Like, I can feel like they lied on the system. What's going on? What's all this mist? But yeah, it was a lot of mist in the original, and it just seemed like they just put some extra mist in there, like, so you couldn't see a fucking thing. And why the fuck was it so dark? This suffered from Resident Evil 2 remake syndrome, where it was just so fucking dark that, like, it was just like, it was like being outside where I live, kind of horror, like I call it horror game dark. It was there, and I was like, God damn, you can't see shit. So, but I guess I'm moving into the complaints, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to move into them so quickly, but hey, I'm trying to think, because like I said, it's all a blur. The apartment part. Why the fuck was that like 11 hours? Why the fuck was I sitting there for like 1,000 years? And I know that apartment sequence in the original is long. That apartment sequence seemed like it was 16,000 years long. I was sitting there like, y'all, the fuck? How long are we gonna be in this fucking apartment building? Bitch, I got shit to do. I got other shit I want to see, and y'all fucking around in this apartment for like 90 years. Get it together. So they added some puzzles in there. Like, they added a lot of like kind of different puzzles. That apartment sequence was so fucking long. Oh my god. Oh, and the other thing about voice acting, not to go back to that real quick, the part on the elevator in the hospital, that was another voice actor where you're on the elevator and they're doing that trick or treat part. That always freaks me out too. That whoever that man was, his voice acting was real fucked up, because I remember being freaked out by that the first time I watched the original Silent Hill. I was just like, the fuck am I listening to? So yeah, I forgot about that. But getting back, let's talk about Pyramid Head real quick. Like, I don't know, man. It just seemed to me like Pyramid, they did not overdo they kind of did and kind of didn't overdo Pyramid Head. The way I thought about Pyramid Head in this was like, he was just sitting in one of those like Hollywood chairs, like when he was off camera, sitting in a Hollywood chair with like sunglasses over the pyramid, yelling at interns about, bring me my champagne. Like, he was just real showy. He was just a lot more showy than I came in here for. It's like he came here like, ooh, and Pyramid Head, ooh. And it was just like, okay, this is a little on the showy side. Y'all need to like dial it back. And they messed up my part at the hospital, because the part where James is on the roof and Pyramid Head literally comes out of nowhere, shoves him down, whatever that was. He just stands there like, now, motherfucker, that was for that closet situation. Like, I don't know. it just wasn't the same in the new one. And I'm like, I kind of like that part in the original on the roof where he throws him and he just there like, good bitch, that's what you get. But it wasn't that way. And I'm just like, oh, y'all have him real showy. So, but it was fine. It's like a real minor complaint. It was fine. Other minor complaint was I did not like the swap for the bowling alley for the movie theater. And I missed the pizza. I know everybody gets fucked up on that pizza situation in the original. Like, where the fuck did Eddie get a pizza? I always looked at it like this. Eddie kind of figured out the town was fucking with him. So he realized he could conjure up whatever the fuck he wanted. So he conjured himself up some pizza. That's how I always kind of like my little weird imagination always took it, that he figured it out. And that was where the pizza came in. But he was at the movie theater. But this is what fucks me up on the movie theater vis-a-vis bowling alley. Like, when you first start the game, there's huge fucking billboards for that bowling alley. They're like the Bowlerama or whatever. And then you don't go to the Bowlerama, you go to the fucking movie theater. And it was just like, then what the fuck was the Bowlerama like posters for? Like, I mean, I guess it was like not a mirage, an homage. It was a mirage. It was an homage to the original, but y'all could have kept that though. Like, I would have rather you had gone to the Bowlerama and then be like, oh, it's billboards, but fuck you, we're not going to go there. Like, the fuck? So, I don't know. It was just one of those things. It was just like, oh, all right, y'all playing in my fucking face today. So, as we know, I love the part where Maria got fucked up by the whole legs. That had me on the floor. That still has me on the floor. I greatly enjoyed that part. And I don't even know. I can watch that shit all day. I'm trying to think. We'll go on to some Angela stuff. I feel for Angela. I've always felt for Angela's character. I am a bit mad about the abstract daddy fight because the original spot where you deal with abstract daddy, I fucking hate that room. It is making me nauseous when I think about it right now because it is steeped in the foulest, grossest sexual symbolism. It is just a fleshy walled room with pistons going in and out of a hole. And you cannot get more blatantly like sexual symbolism that's just cold and cruel and lifeless and just loveless and gross than that. And that room is supposed to be that way because that is the manifestation of her trauma from what she went through with her father. Why the fuck was they in her house, or like the manifestation of her house, and the TVs were telling you? Motherfucker, show me, don't tell me. Stop treating your player like they can't rub two brain cells together. Like, show me, motherfucker, don't tell me. And that was when I started to get annoyed with Bloober Team. It was like, show me, don't tell me. Y'all are straight up just holding my hands, putting a spoon in, here comes the airplane. Like, bitch, I don't need the airplane. I have a brain. I can figure shit out. So, yeah, they fucking, here comes the airplane. And, bitch, I don't need that. Like, I think we got it. Like, I ain't need all of that. So, yeah, that really fucking annoyed me. I'm still angry about that. I will be mad about that. That is actually the one thing that actually really, truly irked me out of everything in the game. That's the one thing that I really got angry about. But, I guess overall, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I am just very, very neutral. I mean, I watched all the endings too. I'm real neutral on it. And like, I didn't really like what they did with In the Water. You know, in the original, when she's reading that note and you get that In the Water ending, it is a 5-minute read through of Mary reading her letter to James. It is 5 minutes long. The reason it is 5 minutes long is because I read somewhere if you are drowning, that's how long, 5 minutes is how long it takes before you reach the end. And when I put the two and two for that together, every time I watch the original In the Water ending, it will have me, I will be like, by the time the screen blacks out, I will be fucking hysterically crying like I'm in a fucking situation. And it is horrifying. Then you like sped through that, oh, in my restless dreams, some stuff happened, and then James, I'll see you in the flip though. And it was just like, okay, we're doing that, fine. I guess that's the thing that's happening. But that's why that letter is read so slowly. It's literally James in the water drowning. And 5 minutes is the length of time that process takes, which is fucked up. So, oh, and they also fucked up the Angela on the burning stairs scene. One thing nobody ever talks about. When there's a line, she's like, will you love me? Heal, take care of me? Heal all my pain? She is looking like how I'm looking direct to camera. My eyes aren't shifting like they normally do. That's direct to camera. That's not directed to James. That's directed to the player. Nobody picks that up. And the only reason I picked that shit up is because I took a film class once. That is a very deliberate shot. And that shot is deliberate and done that way because she's not asking James. She's asking you, the player, if you had a situation like this, would you be willing to do that for somebody like her? So that's why that shot's like that. That shot wasn't shot like that this time. And it was just like, yep, you didn't get it. So that's fine. That's fine. Because that is really a cinematic, like, thing. That's like a cinematic. Yeah, it's a cinematic thing that you really have to get symbolism and you really have to know film and cinematography to understand. That was why that scene, that particular line was delivered that way. But minor complaint, overall, if people loved it, I love that for you. For me, it is the Wegman store brand. It is good in and of itself. It is just a party that I am not invited to. And I can fucking live with that. Will I watch it again? Fuck no. I am done with this. Like, I enjoyed it. I mean, the question was I entertained? I was entertained to a certain extent. I did get annoyed at parts, but it was fine. I was entertained. Did I get scared because it's a horror game? No, I did not get scared at all. There was one part I minor jumped, but it was so minor that I'm like half not wanting to count it because I never got jittery. And the thing is, for me, when I watched the original Silent Hill 2, that bitch scared me for a fucking week. I was running around, adult fucking woman, scared of the dark for a solid week. A solid fucking week I was scared of the dark after watching Silent Hill 2. I wasn't scared of the dark. I didn't even feel nervous. Like I said, one thing jumped out one time and I was like, oh. I was kind of like, and it was minor. But I was entertained, but I wasn't scared. So, I don't know, 6 and 1/2 a dozen. I don't fucking know. But people love it. I love that for y'all. And I'm glad you're getting out of it what you need to get out of it. Me, I watched it. I experienced it. It was fine. I'm done with it. Not the review that we wanted, but it is the review that I'm going to do. Because I'm fucking tired of thinking about this game. And I don't know. And the other thing before I did, was I the only one feeling like I was watching like a weird version of The Evil Within? Because it gave me a lot of Evil Within vibes. I was feeling kind of, and I mean the first Evil Within. Like, I felt like I was watching a weird rendition of The Evil Within. And it made me a little uncomfortable because I really love The Evil Within. Shut the fuck up, I know. But I did love the first Evil Within. But it was giving me Evil Within vibes. And that still trips me out. But I don't know. That's probably just me. So that is the review. That is what the fuck we're sticking to. I'm already laying down, so I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I guess I'll just look at the ceiling fan spin. So